Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening here in the United States. I believe it is 8:37 a.m. right now in Juba, as I promised everybody that actually we are going to have every Sunday, which is Sunday here in the United States, it would be Monday morning in South Sudan. We are going to have a special episode in this time every weekend, so we can send a strong message to the leaders of South Sudan. As I promised you, I think I made a poster last week about this. Unfortunately, on the weekend Sunday, I was unable to do it because I had a lot of stuff, came up, that's why I did not do it. And also it was Easter, and I would love to say Happy Easter one more time to all of you. I welcome all of you, the concerned citizen of South Sudan. This is special edition tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here. Now, as I said, we are going to focus on this to the leaders of South Sudan, particularly the government and oppositions. Tonight, I'm going to focus on peace agreement. And we have been hearing a lot of things going on, behind the scene there. So many stuff going on. And we wanted to know, we wanted to share this, we wanted to bring them to the light and speak about them. Why all a sudden thing happening this way? Well, you should not be surprised, my beloved fellow citizen of South Sudan. You should not be surprised, because not too long ago, we have spoken and we said the way things are going are not right. And even though I object about the peace, the way that the peace deal was signed in Khartoum, I did object. And many people, they call us peace sabotagers. That's what it is. They call us peace sabotagers. But I said, we are not sabotaging anything, but we want things to go right, because we don't want to go back to circle one. And now it seems like after a spiritual retreatment, let's say Dane, to those two leaders, or 3 or 4 leaders, it seemed like we are going back to square one. And that's what I was worried about as a concerned citizen of South Sudan. Not too long ago, when we say, why not making it inclusive to bring everybody on board so we can put aside all the problems. But yet, it seemed like those leaders, sometimes they want to get the share of the lions. So people rush after actually the government was in a coma. And then they wrote a prescription to resuscitate that government. And now all of a sudden things are going different and wrong. But let me tell you one thing. Gandhi said the role of civil society, the role of advocates, the role of any concerned citizen is to provoke. Our role is to provoke. And then the leaders, the actors, the ones who are in charge, they must act. Because in human nature, this is what happened. If you wanted to know that this suit I'm wearing, or this tie, if I wanted to know that is perfect, I must go and stand, you know, on the mirror. So I can check myself, right? Oh, why? It look good. You know, it look good. All right. Did I shape right? Everything okay? Yes, that's the mirror. But the mirror of the leaders, to make it simple, the mirror of the leaders always are those who advocates, are those who are they are journalists, okay? Are the civil society. When they see things wrong, they tend to come out and say, no, this is not right. This is not who we are, and things should go accordingly. So we alert you, we alert our citizens, we alert our leaders that al-masar, that road, that path that you are taking, actually you try to make a shortcut for your own interests, that's not going to solve any problem. It's not going to solve any problem. But why not solving a problem in a good manner, in a better way, so we don't have to go back? Because we wanted to live a decent life like any other nations. We have said that. But you know what? We have been bullied. People make fun of us. They say they don't know anything. They are keyboard warriors, Facebook, whatever. They call us a name. But you know what, my dear brothers? Whatever we say, we see things. It's not because we are smart, but collectively, we have ideas. And we have seen things are going wrong for quite a long. South Sudan is for all of us. It's for you who are around the president, it's for you who is in opposition, it's for everybody. So I brought what Gandhi said, that the role of civil society is to provoke and then the actor will act. And that's what we have been doing for the last 2.5 years. But some people did not understand this until to the moment. So we object. We said that, oh, the opposition should unite and they have one voice so they can front the government so we can solve the problems, you know. And instead of being, divided and then everybody want to get their own share in their own way, it's not going to help. If you are really advocating on behalf of the people, that's what you should have done. But unfortunately, it seemed like these people, they were after something else, right? Now, let me tell you a story. I want to tell you a story of Diana, the Princess Diana Wells of England, of United Kingdom, who died in 1997, if I'm not mistaken. I was in Khartoum, I was in high school that time. So Diana Wells died in a car crash in tunnel in France, in Paris, right? Well, sometimes human has so many challenges in their life. Because we as a human, we are greedy, we are arrogant, sometimes we are idiot, we don't tend to do, we are not perfect. There are so many things that there are so many challenges. Sometimes you can be a smartest person, but there is small thing can get out in your way, and this small thing can bring you down, and they can destroy you as well. So the reason I want to tell you the story of Diana Wells of England, she was a princess, and she was the most beautiful lady ever I have seen there in, in the throne of whatever. And she was good person with good heart. She used to go all over the world and help people because she cared. She has that in herself. She cared about the people. She cared about the poor, right? Even though they were treating her like she's going to be a queen, but she said, no, I don't see myself that way. I see myself as a simple person. I want to be with people. But Diana, she has a bodyguard. Like I said, she has money, she has everything. She has the drivers and all these things. But Diana Wells of England died in a car crash, right? And that car crash, actually, there is a lot of negligence, في إهمال حصل في car crash. Why? Because actually the driver and the security guards, they talked to her about the safety issues, how to get in the car and put a seatbelt. Because when you put your seatbelt, some people, they don't think that seatbelt actually is very important. But seatbelt is very important because seatbelt, it will prevent you, it will make you survive 54% if there's a car crash. But Diana Wells, despite that, all this beautiful money and queen and princess and all these things, one thing she did not do, she didn't put her seatbelt on. Because when a car crashed, you know, her car actually was going 70 miles per hour. And if 70 miles per hour, if you are eject out and then you're gonna hit the wall or you're gonna hit the seat, you're gonna hit the concrete, whatever, it's gonna be 70 miles per hour as well. And that will cause 3 accidents. The accident that the car actually hit the concrete, the accident that you will inject out, and also there is internal accident. The internal accident that you have your heart, you know, you have your whatever, you know, intensity, whatever, you know, anything inside you, because we see some, everything. You have arm, you have head, you have eye, all these things. So when she hit that seat, actually her heart, something happened to her heart, and she started having internal bleeding because she had accident inside her body too. So the reason I'm bringing all this, the reason I'm bringing it, we have to take a measure in every step we take. We have to make sure in everything we do. And sometimes do not pretend that you know everything. There are some stuff that, you know, mumkin they can fall apart, right? And that's why you need to listen to other people when they say this thing is not right and this thing should be fixed and this thing should go that way. So Diana Wells, the most beautiful lady, died because of negligence. Ihmal, mat. So now the reason I'm telling you this story, and most of you knows about this story, is the issue of peace agreement that was signed in Khartoum. We said that there is something wrong here and this thing need to be fixed. And it seemed like there is a pressure with opposition, pressure with the government, because the Bashir actually he want to use the oil for his own interest. He did this. There was no good faith on that. And that's why we said, you know what, it must be filtered. It has to be filtered. So make sure that this thing is going to last and it's going to be worth for the people of South Sudan. Because our people have suffered for long enough. That's why we have to talk. But unfortunately, I blame IO too. Because SPLM IO, when they signed that agreement, and then people start talking, the media, we start talking on social media that people actually ignored and they think we are nothing. They said we are sabotaging the peace. SPLM IO distanced themselves from media. They don't even want to engage the public. They don't want even to engage the people that they claim to be, you know, fighting for. They don't want to engage them. People didn't know anything. I myself, I sent 7 messages to Dr. Riek Machar. I got 1 response only. 1 response. And that response actually, he said, what do you want me to do? That's it. That's the only message that I got from him. What do you want me to do? And I said, we want to know more in details. Why are you silent? What's going on with the peace process? We are going to run out of time and we want to know why those SPLM-IO personnel, why are they not speaking? And then I didn't get any response. His response just only, what do you want me to do? That's it. And no more response until up to date. But I sent so many messages to Angelina. And she responded back and she said, when I get back from Addis Ababa, I will be able, you know. It's not necessarily just to host them, but I want them, even though to speak to the media, to engage people, engage South Sudanese what's going on. But they refuse to do so, knowing that, hoping that actually President Kiir is going to implement everything 100%. Well, President Kiir is the same president that went to Addis Ababa in 2015, and he said, well, I have to go back to Juba and consult my people, and then I will come and sign. Then he went back to Juba, and then he didn't go back to Addis Ababa. And then later, they have to go, you know, the team of IGAD has to go to Juba and make him sign then. Then he signed and say, oh, well, I have a reservation. And then 2016, the reservation turned to a fight inside J1. It's the same person. So now, why don't you want them to engage the public so they can know exactly what is going on? IO. if you were fighting on behalf of the people. We are asking you, Ya Jama'a itkallamu, but you sealed everything. You sealed the information. You don't want everyone to know what's going on. The committee you have been formed and the progress that's going on between you and the government. So you felt that, oh, I am a part. We are going actually to share the government between IO because we are the bigger opposition, as they said it. But what happened? I was so surprised when I hear Dr. Riek Machar last week say that, oh, we want to push this thing another 6 months. We want to push the formation of government 6 months after the spiritual retreatment in Rome. Ya Jama, what happened? After all the retreatment, I was hoping that President Kiir actually will tell Dr. Riek Machar, let's get in one plane, and now we are flying to Juba. I was not expecting he can fly back to Juba by himself, and then from there he can say, oh, Wallahi, my brother Dr. Riek Machar, I want you to come to Juba so we can start forming this. Well, if you were real sincere, and you love him as a brother, and you have been spiritual retreat in Rome, and Pope kiss your feet so you cannot kill your people. You have been retreat so you can live in peace. If that's the case, you would have talked to him there in Rome. You know what? I'm not letting you go to Juba or anywhere else, any Khartoum or anywhere else. Now you are boarding my plane and we are heading to Juba together as a brothers. Yes, it would have made sense. It would have made sense to me. It would have made sense to any South Sudanese because you are coming out there. You know, my brother, from now we are going home together. But you don't wait until you go home, and then after you go home and relax and talk to your team, and then you say, oh, go to, Mr. Press Secretary, go to Radio Meraya or whatever, you know, go and make it. Say, hey, attend Dr. Riek Machar, please come to Juba so we can implement this. So both sides, they had made a big mistake. I know. And we have been saying this. Nazel andum islub da Sa'lab al-Makar. If you guys don't know Sa'lab al-Makar, you should know it. It's a fox. That's what happened exactly. But ya Jama'a, زي ما أنا كلمت قبل كده في last 2 weeks. When I go to this, the last chance for the leaders of South Sudan. If they don't want to get this thing together, after all this spiritual retreatment, they will be categorized as an evils. That's the way I see it. They will be categorized as evil. Because the way things are going to go, I don't think though it's going to be right. You see? So now, that's an IO thing. Yeah, Jama, come on. I can give you another reason here. You know, there is something called, when you drive a car, there is something called defensive driving. In defensive driving, you have to make sure to hear. Let me give me one moment here. On the defensive driving, you have to be careful when you are driving on the highway, right? Because when you're driving on the highway, there are so many cars, right? There are so many cars. There are truck, big semi truck, and there are smaller cars, and there is speed. There is speed on the highway, and then all of a sudden you are driving. You got to make sure, and you have to realize, okay, and then you have to make a judgment, and then you have to act based on all this. But sometimes when you are driving a vehicle and you don't realize the hazard, the big trucks or reckless driving, there are some people that will come and cut you off. There are some people who will say things. There are some people that actually they don't want to do it. They don't care about you. And then you keep going. You end up in a bad crash. That's the way of life. That's the way business are done. So our leaders, when they don't realize all these things, they end up with the trouble. They end up with big trouble. Like I said, we criticize this process, and I know our leaders, they were not sincere in any step that they are taking because they did not care about the people actually. They created this war so they can be in power forever. They created this war so no one can ask them about the service delivery to the people of South Sudan. Now South Sudanese are all in refugees camp in neighboring countries. Some of them are in displaced, inside the country. Is that the country that we want? And we appealed many times. We appealed to president many times. And even some people are saying that, you know what? You should not just keep talking and talking and talking, because this guy, this president, is not going to listen. As I said last week, I said, Mr. President, you have tools in your hand. You have all tools. You have what it takes, to bring this nation to a peaceful. You have what it takes, actually. And that's why I said last week, when you go to that meeting of Council of Ministers, I think those who are around you, who are saying that we are doing fine, nothing is wrong, everything is good, they are lying to you. They are serving their interests. And actually, I was so, stunned. I read an article today for Peter Adwagnyaba. Even when Federer, he said there's something called silent diplomacy. Silent diplomacy. He criticized a lot IO about this and how silent diplomacy helped. And this, for Junubin, there is no silent diplomacy. If people are fighting, we are fighting without even, interacting. Yeah, you can fight, but you still have that interaction. You can write to one another. Okay, we have problem, but we need to open that channel. We need to open that channel of silent diplomacy. But if you close all the channels and say, oh, well, maybe IGAD will يوسط بيننا ولا خرطوم يوسط بيننا, well, sometimes things cannot work that way. And that's why they call it diplomacy, So my dear brothers and sisters, I welcome all of you to this episode. Like I said, we're going to keep sending messages to the leaders of South Sudan. Now they are calling, Dr. Machar is saying 6 months. What's going to happen with that 6 months? Are we trying to give Kir more extra time? Now, let's say the government is going to go ahead and form, the government in May 12 and say, okay, IO people didn't show up. Okay, we're going to form the government and we're going to move on. And then whenever time that they come, they will join us. Don't you think that that's going to be the same scenario of 2015? When Dr. Riek Machar left Juba, and then they say, oh, well, actually the agreement, it stipulated that if the chairman of SPLM-IO is absent for 48 hours, and then the vice or whoever, it can take over. Then you think that another scenario is going to repeat themselves like what happened last time, and then you will be left out here, and then the people that you are advocating for are the ones that are paying price? So South Sudanese will be in the same because there is no stability in the country. And every South Sudanese is dreaming to go home. Those who are in Uganda, those who are in Kenya, those who are in Ethiopia, those who are in Sudan, they are hoping, country can have a peace. So عشان نقدر جاوبه. ده scenario نحن دايرين يحصل تاني يا جماعة. معقول نحن ما تعبنا من الحرب because we are enjoying the wealth, those who are enjoying the money, enjoying, the high class and red carpet. لسه ما خلاص ناس بابيكا تعبانين. نحن تعبنا. نحن قاعدين far away في west, but we are tired. But are you guys not tired? Anyway, I will keep talking and talking, but I want to give chance to people. I see here people are, poking me, and they are sending their messages that they wanted to be on, so they can have their perspective too. Let's go ahead and move ahead and give the advice. I want you to give advice. This time, I want you to give advice, so we can move on. At least they can feel this thing. They can feel our pain. They can feel the pain of people who are in this place. Ya Jama, I'm stunned. 4 months ago, 6 months ago, when we start criticizing the peace agreement, when we open this, لما نفتح موضوع بتاع اتفاقية السلام بتاع خرطوم نتكلم فيه، ناس بيقولون لا 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 والله everything is going okay, then we are going okay. لكن انتوا عارفين شنو؟ زي ما أنا ذكرت قبل، الإنسان عنده صفات كتير، عنده صفات الطمع وكبرياء وجريد and all these things. ده موجودة في الإنسان. يعني أنت لو ما قاعد if you are not keeping them online, if you are not checking them, check, make sure that this thing was not done and expose them. You have to expose them. to the media, to the world, and then they will not do it. And that's what happened, Asa. Shubas ayo kan gafil salam de kida bas mahakuma. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want any other people talking about it. They don't want, even though in our doom media, they don't want to talk about it. Because we are going to frustrate Salva Kiir. We are going to frustrate, government. They are going to get mad. Well, they are partner. You are partner. And if they are partner, how are you going to frustrate them? You are talking about something that you signed. Now you keep singing silent, and now look what happened. Who are you going to blame now? People who are asking you to speak so we can expose those people? عشان ما يعمل نفس اللي عملوه في 2015 ورجع للمربع الأولى ولا you going to blame yourself? You chose to be silent and you don't want to talk about it. Let me tell you one thing. The comprehensive peace agreement الساعدوا the exposure. كلام الساعد حق تغيير مصير جنوب السودان عشان الناس كانت بيتكلم عنه. جنوبيين بيتكلم عنه. ويست بيتكلم عنه. ميديا بيتكلم عنه. انتم مذكرين Justice مولانا شارعي and George مكير and others ناس اللي كانوا في اللجنة 7 اللي كانوا في اللجنة بتاع شنو كوميتي بتاع الريفرندوم انتم مذكرين كويس. البشير كان قال شنو؟ قال يا اخي انتوا ريفرندوم نبلوه واشربوه. ذكروا؟ قاموا جماعه ديل قاموا شنو؟ كتب جواب كبير لشنو؟ لبيس جرانترز ليونايتد ستيت لوين لدول دي كلها وهم كانوا بيتكلموا في الميديا all the time لانه بشير كان قاعد يعمل delay tactic. They were delaying everything so عشان الريفرندوم زاد ما يمشي قدام. But because جنوبيين they were not silent. Those who are in charge they were not silent. حركه شعبيه ما كان silent. حركة الشعبية ما كان silent. They were talking about it every single day. نحن كلنا بنتكلم every single day. And that's why al-Bashir was exposed. They were exposed. كل الخطة اللي هم كان قايمين بها اتكشفت. فما كان إلا ينفذوا. وآخر مرة 6 شهر قبل ما يحصل ريفرندوم نادوهم هنا في نيويورك. Of course بشير ما حيقدر في نيويورك لأن بشير wanted by ICC International Court of Justice. Another joke كان مين؟ كان علي عثمان مطاهر. اوكي؟ ورئيس الحالي سلفا كير ومفوضية بتاع ريفرندوم رئيس باراك اوباما هدر بان كيمون هدر. الاجتماع ده كان في نيويورك 6 شهور بس قبل ما يبدا الريفرندوم. قال له شوف يا علي عثمان مطاهر انتوا مجرجرين الناس دي انتوا ما دايرين الريفرندوم يمشي. We know what you're doing. We are watching you. And then علي عثمان مطاهر ضرب تليفون لبشير قال له تعرف يا صاحبي البتاع ده صعب. نحن لو ما نفذنا البتاع ده هيشيلونا برا. هيحصل كارثة. So now those members of SPLM-IO it's not necessary to be on the same boat. بيبقوا زي ما اللي كان عملوا حركة شعبية. لكن هل did they try عشان to expose this peace agreement يجيبوه to the light يعمل explain للناس للجنوبيين ده peace deal اللي احنا مضيناه وفيه كده وكده كده وعندنا اجراءات بتاع شنو؟ عندنا اجراءات بتاع security arrangement. لازم security arrangement يتم ولما security arrangement يتم بعد كده نحن هنمشي جوبا وكل حاجه يكون تمام وكده. هل كانوا جادين؟ ولا قالوا خلاص نحن عملنا الموضوع ده هيكون كويس ما في حاجه. حكومه ده هنقسمه بيننا وبين سلفا كير. اوكي نحن هنكون ايو وحكومه كير وخلاص باقي ننزل برا نازل ما جوا ده برا. شوف لما انت دائما لما يكون عندك حاجه جواك انت بتخطط فيه امور ما بيمشي كويس. لكن would have been good انت تتكلم مع الجنوبيين زور مناطقهم تكلم معهم قول لهم يا جماعه كده كذا 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 كذا. لو حكومه ما داير ينفذ ده expose them talk on the media يا جماعه هنا we stuck in this we are trying to do this but we stuck in this and we are worried مثلا حاجه ده ما يمشي قدام. ده الاستراتيجيك بلان اللي كان حركه شعبيه عملوا مع اتفاقيه السلام الشامل. لما الخرطوم يعمل كده بيجي بيمشي الميديا يا اخي نازل قالوا كده نازل يعمل كده. لما مشى عمل مشاكل في ابيي يوم ده تذكر 2007 جالس عشان شنو؟ يجحدوا يونايتد يجحدوا ريفرندوم. لكن شوف الجنوبيين كان سمارت كيف يعني كان بيتعامل معه بحكمه بيتعامل مع كل خطوات البشير بحكمه. لكن بشير اصلا كان داير يفشل اتفاق السلام باي شكل من الاشكال. عشان كده انا قاعد اقول لكم سلفا كير actually he's smart he knows what he's doing. شفت الاستراتيجيك بلان اللي كان عنده زوم داك لما ريفرندوم نجح ده كان بيستخدم في جنوب السودان ما كان بيكون فيها اي مشاكل. This guy is smart actually knows what he's doing. But just because he wanted to be in power, that's why he's doing all this divide and rule. Look, ميليشيات كله كان قاعد يحارب زمان الحركة الشعبية كان انقسمت. جاء عمل لهم شنو؟ قالوا يا جماعة نحن جنوبيين. أهم حاجة ريفرندوم بتاعنا ده. تعالوا أي زول أي حاجة أنت داير تلقاه ده بلد بتاعك. مش ناس جو كلنا بولينا ما تبوا ناس منو مش كله ماشي جنوب. Do you think كان بيقلب سلفا كير مشاكل الحصل في جنوب السودان ده كله يقول يا أخي نحن جنوبيين كده تعال نقعد في حتة واحد مشاكلنا نحلوه نعمل كده نعمل كده. ما بيقلبوا بيعملوا. لكن بيجي قاعد يسمع لناس جنبه ديل political pirates ديل. لأن those they are serving their interests. لو هم بيفتكروا إنه مثلا لو العدالة جاء للبلد وفي نزاهة في البلد ما يستفيدوا. بيفتكروا كده لكن هم يستفيدوا بس شغل طمع بس زي ما بيقولوا. هم بس عندهم طمع الناس زين. لكن جنوب السودان يكفي. فسو I thought مثلا أنا لازم أقول كلام ده لأن الكلام ده مهم جدا جدا. لأن دائما زي ما المسيح بيقول كل ما تعملونه في الظلام بيصير في نور. ده السلام. ده موضوع انت ممكن تتكلم فيه يعني ما بضروري انت تركب طياره انت ماشي بجاي وترسل بجاي وماشي بجاي وانت ما داير الناس يعرف. How many time انجلينا بمشي جوبا؟ انجلينا تاني how many time ماشي جوبا؟ بمشي جوبا يمشي وين يمشي في عواصم and they don't want to tell people what's going on between them and the government. They don't want to tell people what's going on. لو في زول زاد من ايو بس كلم بالغلط ناس بيجي بنقنق معاه why are you doing this? You should not do this. ده حقائق يا جماعه ده حقائق نحن نقوله. لو ما قاعد نقول حقائق لانفسنا we cannot succeed. ما نمشي anywhere. Let me go ahead and bring those who send me a request and then we continue, you know, to do this. All right, so yep. I see that. Let me bring Peter Zolkabir. Peter Zolkot send his request in. Let me go ahead and bring him. Hello.
Hello. Yes. Hi.
I am doing good, Peter. I hope your
Yeah,
name
how are
is Peter
you?
Zolkot or you just choosing Peter Zolkot name.
No, that's my real name.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Good to hear you, brother.
that's my real name.
So go ahead. I want to
Yeah,
give
how?
perspective. I want to give chances to everybody to give advice. So what do we need to do now? Now, because like I said from the beginning, we have been talking about the peace agreement. Then I got no good. This thing is not good. And then IOC, they don't want people to talk, even though they don't want to talk to the media. And look now what happened. So I want to get your perspective, brother.
Yeah, well, they talk. They always talk. Maybe I don't know what do you mean by that? Because we, the rest of the people, we have nothing to say. But the people who work with IGO, they talk and they send their messages that there's no any implementation going on in Juba because they were sent to do the implementation of peace agreement. So when they go there, they stuck. And then they keep talking to the movement. They're telling them that,
well,
yeah.
I haven't heard any statement from chairman of IO, Dr. Machar, or Angelina Tang, who is in charge of security arrangement, right, since the peace agreement finalized. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard him saying that there is after.
There's no anything that has been finalized. There's no anything done in Juba.
No.
They get sent.
And what I mean finalized, I mean when the peace was signed and everything is done, okay, in Khartoum, and then all of a sudden now they send delegation to Juba and they have committees, and the committees, of course, they have differences, they have difficulties happening. I haven't seen any statement or hearing from Dr. Yagmashar saying, oh, there are difficulties, or his wife, they are saying that there are difficulties, there is something happening. It's all silent until now they went for retreatment, and then after retreatment, and he started saying, oh, we're gonna need 6 months. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the reason is when Dr. Yak, you guys heard about it, when Dr. Yak was in Khartoum, Dr. Yak was under arrest. Dr. Yak was not allowed to go to the media. So he was under arrest. He is not allowed to do anything.
He cannot even write a statement? Are you telling me that he cannot write?
No. There's a people that doing the job. The delegation that has been sent to Juba, those are their job. They are the one who should say this and that. And you know that if you say something in Juba, you know what's up. I cannot even tell you what is in Juba. So you will never say or write any statement while you are in Juba against the government. You will be arrested because the government is still in what is called, it's still there's what is called a state of emergency. So the government is not safe to anyone to talk there.
Okay, now, Peter.
Until one time, listen, until one time when Angelina Tang left Juba, he wrote a message. He put out the statement by saying there is no anything going on in Juba. So all the steps that should be done in the period of 6-8 months, nothing happened. So he wrote a statement. She wrote a statement, Angelina Tang. So my friend, if you are in Juba, you cannot write any statement against the Juba government.
You're right.
You'll be arrested.
You're right. It's not necessarily for them to be in Juba to speak of the media or write, even outside. But let me tell you this, my brother. Do you remember when we used to talk, when we were saying that this thing is not good, it has to be inclusive, and you know the security arrangement and everything has to be properly? When we used to talk, people say no, you are sabotaging the peace, and we are saying that thing must be done right, so we cannot go back. Now, who IO is going to blame now?
IO is doing his job. He's not going to blame nobody. And he knows, IO knows 100% that the government don't want any steps to be taken.
And then why would you sign? You know, this is the best.
No. Listen. You agree. Self-Care agree. IO agree. They sign a peace that will be implemented in Juba. Right? And then IO send a delegation to implement the peace. And then now, when they went there, the peace had been blocked by the government. So there's no any single step. So you cannot blame IO. Yes, they signed because it is something that has been agreed to sign. So then they went to Juba to do the follow-up. So then when they went there, nothing happened.
So now what next? What is going to happen now? After all this now?
After all this, is still IO is asking for the attention of the unity government because the thing that has been signed did not happen. Because we need the all those that has been signed to be implemented. So now, because we don't have enough time, that's why you hear from the chairman, Dr. Machata in Durgon, that give us another time again, 6-month period.
But
if 6-month period left, because maybe if 6-month period fail, and then you know what's gonna be the next, because we're gonna go to the table now. You know what's gonna be the next. Because I can't.
So what's going to be the next? Are we going to have a?
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you because I'm not a speaker of IO.
Okay, Peter. Are we going to have a magic? Yeah. Are we going to have a magic thing happening? That magic thing happening in 6 months will change. If Pope, listen, if Pope Francis, it didn't change the heart of the president. Do you think there is a magic thing that will change his heart over the 6 months, and then it would say, "Oh, now let's do the security arrangement, and everything will be fine"? Is that what you're hoping that's going to happen?
You listen, the security arrangement, the containment area, the number of states.
Yes.
You see, the release of a prisoner. These things are in peace agreement.
And that's
they
why
have to be done.
And that's why
they have to be done. And that's why when they go to Juba, they want this thing to be done. But the government refused.
I like you, my brother. Do you remember what I said? I make a show and I said Dr. Machar should not go to Juba before any release of political detainees. I said that myself, because you are symbolizing, you are fighting, you talk about the freedom.
Hello, I'm Nicole Sweeney, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered how the world works? I'm not
hey, put the volume down a little bit. Oh, yeah, sorry.
And you have
put the volume down, man.
For example, have you ever
shut it up.
And you have people on the prison.
What is it that makes people march in the streets?
Can you shut it up, please?
Some people like Broadway musicals, and some people like hip hop.
Sorry, man. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that we send a message out to Dr. Yagmasha.
The uncle.
You want to excuse yourself? You want to excuse yourself, Peter, because you look like that?
No, it's good. It's good now. It's good. You hear anything now?
Yeah, because there's somebody talking behind, you know.
No, it's done. It's done. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Or you are not comfortable, right?
Yeah, because we don't want any distraction. If somebody is making distraction, then
Okay. No, there will be no any interruption. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead. Level. Light.
sorry.
Yeah. Don't cut me off, man. Don't cut me off. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I apologize because we want this thing to continue without any distraction.
Oh,
So what I'm saying
okay.
is
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
you fighting for the freedom and you fighting for democracy, and then you
Yeah.
accept. We told Riek Machar not to go to Juba since they are political detainees. He should not go. Do you remember when we say that and people are saying no, he should go? Now what happened now?
Yes. What happened is Dr. Riek have a protocol. You cannot just go like that. And that's what
But
Self Care
he
wants.
did already. He did go to Juba and celebrated.
No,
what were you celebrate now?
they
What
invite
celebrate?
him. They invite him. This is the politics. They invite him, so he cannot refuse. They invite him, he cannot refuse. That's why he came there. He want to show Self Care that the peace, we love the peace. So if Salva Kiir did not do his part, or the regime in Juba did not do his part, it's not a IO, it's not a IO problem. Because if that's the case, IO delegation were there for 6 months, good 7 months in Juba, and nothing happened. So who are we going to blame? Because the Salva Kiir regime want just everybody go like that, like G10, they went like that, like everybody go like that, but it's not gonna happen. We need political detainees to be released. We need a state of emergency to be released. We need a cantonment area, a good security arrangement. And we need a number of states. These are in a peace agreement. Nothing happened. If nothing happened, that's why when Riega had the latest chance when they go to Vatican, he has a chance. So he wrote a letter. They interview him. And he said his desire. He said, I cannot go to Juba. If Salva Kiir can implement this in 6 months, give us another 6 more months. If no implementation, no going to Juba. Period. That's the way it is. Because I think Salva Kiir have to think deep. Salva Kiir regime have to think deep in this. Because he thought that this is a simple thing, but it's not a simple thing.
No, it's not about simple thing. Actually, you have been manipulated and you can see it. Because that's why when Adonyaba say that, we need to be objective. You know, in everything that you do, you need to be objective. Do you understand? Because when you are not objective, everything will fall apart. And this is what happened now. You know. Anyway, Peter, thank you. I want to give chance to other people too to weigh in. It was good having you there with your perspective as well. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and give other people a chance here. So let me see who is next. I know that there's so many people sending a request. Zol Kabir, where are you? Philemon, I saw you. Philemon, I'll bring you as well. But let me bring Zol Kabir. Zol Kabir, I saw he sent in a request. You know. So I have another 30 minutes and then we'll be. Put the headphone, please.
The headphone.
Yep.
سامعني كده؟
أنا سامعك واضح. أهلا وسهلا زول كبير. Welcome to concerned citizen of South Sudan. Special edition. ونحن أصلا هنستمر نعمل edition ده كل يوم الأحد بالليل في US here, which is Monday morning in Juba, so they can see and I can see now they are watching this program. So go ahead with your perspective. أدينا نصيحتك شنو؟ نصيحة بتاعك شنو؟ أنا داير نصايح عشان البلد خرب.
والله أنا بشكرك حقيقة كده.
نعم.
وبشكر كل المشاهدين. وبشكر my brother Gang here. He said that I'm not South Sudanese, but no problem. بنشيلها بروح رياضية. I know he's joking.
You are South Sudanese.
Yeah. So what يعني الحاجة اللي ندير نقوله أصلا هي رسالة بسيطة بس لكل شعب جنوب السودان. ولكل الحكومة ولكل الناس الموجودين في السوشيال ميديا هنا، إنه نحن يا جماعة والله صراحة كده الناس فترت من المشاكل والحرب والحاجات
uh,
دي.
Zol Kabir. So, Sister Nyechang Teng, Kalam Bitaksa, you're right. What is the guarantee? When you say that I need 6 months, what is the guarantee that the government actually is going to implement security arrangement within the 6 months? If they didn't do it for 8 months, what guarantee that they are going to do it in 6 months? Low Kalam Bital Pop Malamas Galbo. What power? Yeah, a power but a power but will must get brace to do the thing right. So thank you for for throwing in that question. Go ahead, Zulkabir.
فأنا رسالتي بصراحة كده لكل الأطراف المتحاربة في جمهورية جنوب السودان، سواء كان ما بين الحكومة والمعارضة، إنه يا جماعة أن إحنا لما حصل الاجتماع بتاع اللي هو القداس بتاع اللحد الفات في الفاتيكان، وظهرت لنا صور يعني أول مرة نحن نشوفها في السياسة صراحة كده. يعني كانت صور مبكية وصور مفرحة، ومن هناك نحن قلنا بالحاجة اللي حصل اللي شفناه الفيديو بتاع إنه البابا قاعد يقبل في أقدام رئيسنا ورئيس المعارضة الآي أو وكل الأطراف اللي كانوا موجودين هناك، ما فيهم مع ريبيكا والجنرال تعبان النائب الأول. أنا والله من هناك أنا بقيت متفاعل ومبسوط جدا. أنا قلت خلاص بعد الناس ديل دخلوا التاريخ من أوسع أبوابه. أول شيء قالوا الطقوس ده ما حصل يوم عملوا لي زول سياسي، بيعملوا بس البابا بيعملوا لزول عادي مثلا زي المساجين عشان يتوبوا، بيعملوا حاجة زي دي للناس مثلا يعني لا حول ولا قوة لهم، كويس، بيعمل لهم هذه الطقوس عشان هم يقدر يغيروا حياتهم. لكن كونوا ما يعملوا له شخصية سياسية أول مرة تحصل في اللحد اللي قبل الفات، وده حاجة نحن قاعدين نشوفه صراحة كده. ده إكرام كبير لجنوب السودان. أنا اتمنيت إنه بعد ذاك كان المعارضة والحكومة والناس الموجودين هناك في روما كلهم يركبوا نفس الطيارة وينزلوا جوبا.
بالظبط كده.
كلهم
اسمع،
يركبوا الطيارة.
في موسيقى هناك.
ده تلفزيون، خلينا نوقفه.
معلش يا جماعة. I hope those in Juba they can, weigh in and contribute too. Actually, next Tuesday I'm gonna have guests from Juba live from there. So you just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm going to have guests from Juba. The problem, it has been the network,
أيوة يا زعيم.
Go ahead, تفضل. انت قلت كان هيركب طيارة واحد ويرجعوا لجوبا together.
أنا افتكرت إنه بعد اللي حصل نحن شفناه في الفاتيكان كان هم القادة ديل ذاتهم يقوموا يقرروا ويتأحدوا قدام الباب ويقول له والله نحن خلاص قررنا إنه من هنا ده قررنا إنه نركب طيارة واحدة ونمشي لجوبا. ما في ضمانات يا جماعة، الضمان ده مع الله ده يا جماعة. كده شوف العالم كيف بيتفرج علينا، كويس. كده شوف رد الفعل بتاعت الفيديو ذاته. الرئيس الامريكي مشى لحد الفاتيكان ما في زول سجد له ولا يدينه ساي ذاته ما في زول باسه له.
لا.
كويس. يجي رئيس دولة منحارة من الحرب، يجي المعارضة، يجي الناس ده كلهم ويكرموهم إكرام زي ده. يا اخوانا دي ما حاجة سهلة بالنسبة لنا.
انت عارف ليه يا دول كبير؟ وكلام ده انا قلت كذا مرات كتير. جنوب السودان يعني عنده مكانة خاص في قلوب العالم. شوف الفرحة لما نحن استغلينا الفرحة، يعني مثلا amount of the celebration كده. نشوف الآن يعني those leaders they are messing up the country لكن بعد كله قالوا لهم please do not kill your people. انا ببوس رجليك زي ما المصريين بيقولوا. طبعا اخبار المصريين بيقول ابوس رجليك لانه تلقوه في بايبل. ابوس رجليك don't kill your people. That's what Pope did. These are my children. The church is appealing. Don't kill them. Retreat to live in peace. لو ناس ربنا ما لمس قلبهم. دي اتتاني بيلمس قلوبهم. في حاجه ثانيه بيلمس قلبهم.
ما في شيء ممكن
Go ahead.
ما في شيء ممكن يلمس قلوب الناس ديل الا بعد هذه اللحظات. فانا خطيت انه بعد هذه اللحظات الحاجات اللي احنا شفناها دي تكون انه ده نهايه الحرب في جنوب السودان. anyway انت قلت الموضوع ده ما موضوع الناس يجي ينتقدوا بعض، انت قلت ان احنا الناس تجي توصل رسائل.
نعم.
كويس. ماي مسج هيكون كالاتي، انه انا رسالتي للسيد رئيس الجمهوريه وللسيد رئيس المعارضه رياض مشار وللسيده ريبيكا نياندين ولكل الناس اللي كانوا موجودين هناك. Please bring peace to your people. The people of South Sudan have suffered a lot, you know. الناس دي تعبت. جيبوا سلام بأي إمكانية. بأي إمكانيات عندكم جيبوا سلام للشعب ديل.
عندهم إمكانيات يا.
هسه ده نحن المتخوف بتاعنا ذاته بقى هسه في كلام بيقول إنه الناس الجواسة اللي جايين يمسكوا السلطة هسه في السودان بقوا ما دارين جنوبين. طيب جنوبين يمشوا وين يا جماعة؟ كان ده الوقت المناسب انه التغيير اللي حصل في السودان ده ان احنا نجيب سلام عشان المواطنين بتاعنا القاعدين مشردين في السودان. الناس دي كلها ترجع شنو تمشي لجنوب السودان. سو اذا كان المسألة دي ان زي ما المعارضة واذا كان من الرئيس ان احنا ما عارفين لانه they don't brief us on media what is going on. نحن بس بنجي نستغرب بس انه في حاجه حصل وفي حاجه ما حصل.
ما ده السبب اصلا يا شبور، ده السبب. انا يا زول كبير، ده السبب. انا يعني انت لو ملاحظ مرات كثير انا كنت قاعد انتقد، انا كنت قاعد اقول يا جماعه why are we not being briefed؟ لان انا المفروض يوروني in details what's going on in this peace process. هل الكلام بتاع containment ده تم؟ هل الكلام بتاع security arrangement تم؟ هل مثلا اللجان ده كله اتفقوا مواضيع بتاع ولايات؟ هل مثلا هيشرب موضوع المواطنين هيمشوا مع بعض انه يشرب المواطنين؟ احنا ما عندنا حارب ثاني، احنا جايين نعمل سلام. كلام مقبول. ولما نتكلم تسال زول تعالوا قول له no don't talk about it. Kir is not going to be happy. So Kir is not going to be happy. We don't want to talk about it. This is ده هو النتيجه. لان الشفافيه في كل حاجه مهمه جدا. لما يكون في شفافيه مهمه جدا جدا. لكن لما نقول no بس انا دايرك في البتاع ده انا وهو هنعمل ما بينفع. نعم كلامك صح يا brother Charles. You're right. President Kir need peace. Lakin there is something that I said last week. في رسالة أنا قلتها قد يكون President Kir need peace. Lakin those who are around him, those who feel him, okay? إنت لو داير سلام وفي ناس are preventing you from peace, why don't you fire them and say, hey, I chose this. This is my choice. لما هو جاء من روما هناك نادي اجتماع يقول شوف أنت you don't need peace. I know you don't need peace. أنت ما داير ناس ثانيين يجوا. But you know what? If you don't want that, get out, resign, and go and stay in your home, and let us do peace, so people can live in peace and harmony. If Kir really need peace, it's simple. Janas Umar 7 years old will understand this. Will understand this. No question. I'm not just. I'm not going to enter the race. لكن يا جماعة الواقع بيقول كده. أنت لو داير حاجة الليلة ده، لو أنت داير حاجة ده يتعمل, you will do it, no matter what. It doesn't matter how much it costs you, you will do it because you believe this is the right thing to do. But if you don't want to do it, you will not do it. Simple. So, if you don't want to do it, you will not do it, no matter what. حتى لو كلمة كوب وهذا ما من قلبك زي ما أنا قلت مرة فاتت ما من قلبك ما داير تعمله, you will not do it. لكن أنت لو مقتنع إنه أنا داير أعمل حاجة كويس للناس, لشعب بتاعي متشرف, لأطفال بيموتوا كل يوم, للنسوان اللي بيموتوا كل يوم, you will do it. والله شيء ما بكلف ولا حاجة. سلام ده ولا ده لو بروج ذات. كلام بيقولوا قال ده budget وده شنو. كلام ده لو يتعمل أنت you release people وأنت تكلمت مع الناس وبدل الخطوات بدل road map, people will feel it. Everybody will feel it. Oh really we are having peace. زي يوم ده قد جاء هنا CPA من 2005 شفتوا ناس يرفعوا سلام في البلد. Everybody was they knew they feel it. لكن لو لسه في intimidation انت لو ماشي وين ازول جاي من وين زول كابتن وديك سالوت يقول لك جو تاعي شنو بلد ده فوضى وشنو you know that there is no peace. So كمل كلامك في دقيقة عشان أجيب زول ثاني.
انا اصلا كلامي ما انتهى. احنا طبعا زي ما قلت لك
نعم.
انا هتبع القواعد بتاعت الحلقه ذاتها، لانه انت قلت ان احنا جايين هنا نوصل الرسائل بتاعنا، ما جايين ننتقد انسان هنا ولا الحكومه ولا معارضه. انتقاد ذاته خلاص فترنا من الانتقادات. عايزين سلام. السلام ده عايزينه يتوفر بكل سبل متاحه. انت قلت كلام مهم جدا يا اخي، السلام رخيص جدا، السلام ما داير قروش.
ما داير قروش.
الحرب غالي، الحرب مكلف.
Yes.
لكن السلام بيسز، السلام ده حاجه رخيصه جدا. بس بتقول لاخوي انا سامحتك وانت سامحني، ايوه سامحتك وانت سامحني، تعال اقعد تاني ما في حاجه. كويس. فالناس المفروض ذاته يعني يكون خلاص عهد وميثاق، يكون عهد وميثاق. هذه زي الحاجات اللي قاعد تحصل، يقول لك ما في قروش ينقلوا بها القوات من مكان لمكان. زمان القوات دي ما قاعد تتحرك براها يا جماعه، بتتحرك بالاميال بمسافات طويله. الاراده السياسيه موجوده والناس دي غفرت لنفوسها وسامحت بعضها. صدقني جد محل انت قاعد ده امشوا محل تجميع القوات وجيبوا لنا سلام شكلوا لنا الحكومه في اسرع وقت، سواء كان يوم 12/5 زي ما بيقولوا او يوم 5/5 او يوم وديفا. ده الرساله بتاعتي. عايزين كل القيادات السياسيه اللي في موضع صنع القرار حاليا يا جماعه، السلام مطلب لشعب جنوب السودان وليس خيار انما مطلب. انا بشكرك من اجل هذه الحلقه وبشكر كل المشاهدين. انا اتمنى انه نحضرها لحد ما هي تنتهي عشان نسمع برضو الاراء بتاع الناس التانيين، وربنا يباركك ان شاء الله.
شكرا جزيلا اخي شبور لمداخلتك ولكلامك. Thank you and blessed night. So let me go ahead and check my list. يا جماعه وينو ناس زي ناس عبد الله قرن ناس منو ما دايرين يرسلوا رسائلهم جوا. Okay, let me see here. Joseph Achiri Dio. Azol guy gul nadu de mama marasal ya jama. Just send in a request and I'll bring you. I don't have any problem. Joseph, I'm calling you right now. It doesn't matter into Hakuma, into Ayo, into Munu, to Jin Ahmar. You have right to speak. I don't care. You know. اختراف الرأي لا يفسد الود. You know, we can agree to disagree. It's not a problem to me. You are welcome, you know, to state your opinion. Joseph, I'm calling you. Joseph. It looks like it's adding up. Maybe. I hope it can work. Maybe network is not good for you, Joseph. Malish, you know, you can try one more time. Philemon, I'm calling you. أنا ما عندي مشكلة في النت خالص. أنت ما شايف زول لاسه الراجل أنا ناديته وجا. Welcome to concerned citizen of South Sudan, Philemon. It's good to see you. Of course, you have been hearing what we are saying.
Right. Thank you so much. I think this is my second time to be on your show, and it is really good for us to discuss about the things that is happening in our country. It is almost, I think, 2:30 in Ontario, Canada. So I've been listening to your the first introduction about what is happening now. Yes, I just want to respond as a member of IO because I see like there is a lot of allegation. I listened from your introduction and seems like a lot of allegation is there about IO being silent and IO being hiding some things from the public. I think that is not true. Okay, that's the first thing I want to be defensive there. It is not true. Let's go back to the agreement.
Why do you think when the chairman of IO put out a statement, or his wife who is in charge of security arrangement, those high officials actually, and I called Stephen and Manawa. I did call them personally, you know, and they are not willing to breathe. They are not willing to come to the media. And I haven't heard anything from chairman. Like I said, I sent 7 messages to Dr. Riek Machar. He responded just in a few words. He said, "What do you want me to do?" That's it.
I think it's not true. You know, let me justify it here. IO is a bigger organization compared to other oppositions, and you know, when the compromise peace was signed,
well, being a big,
I
it's
think
not just an issue
I'm
here.
coming.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's a bigger organization with a bigger platform, and the idea of IO being, you know, hiding from the public, I think that idea is not true, because you know, when the compromise peace agreement was signed, a lot of things has been put it out there, and agreement itself is on, you know, every media platform, and also Sudanese, they are aware about what is happening in the compromise peace agreement. And even Dr. Riek Machar himself, he tweeted that this peace agreement is not a perfect peace agreement, but it is a compromise peace agreement that all South Sudanese, for the sake of peace in our country, we have to compromise, and let's work together collectively as South Sudanese to make sure peace return in South Sudan. And that is, you know, the bigger picture that he already gave, because there is a doubt in the mind of South Sudanese that this peace agreement is only for, you know, a power sharing, and this peace agreement is only for, you know, IO to share the cake. Those are the allegations that was made.
Brother, you said that Dr. Riek Machar put a statement out that this is not perfect, but we need peace for the people of South Sudan. At the same time, I object when Dr. Riek Machar went to Juba. Listen, I'm not an IO, I'm not a G10, I'm not a government, I'm nothing. I am Jongkor, concerned citizen of South Sudan. I object, actually, I said it was not a good idea because the costs that you are fighting for, if people are still in jail, if they are still in prison, just for writing, advocating, and then you are going to celebrate peace, what does that mean? And now you are saying that actually he said that it's not perfect, and he went there to celebrate it, and now all of a sudden we don't see anything. Go ahead.
I think you know, let us understand in this way. When we call compromise peace agreement, it means that there are some things that we need to abandon for the sake of peace. Okay? And when Dr. Machar went for the celebration, our chairman went for celebration in Juba, he went there for the what is called trust building. Okay? Trust building, which means we need to give hope to the people of South Sudan that peace is going to come to the country. And, you know, I myself, Dr. Machar, I'm seeking peace. I don't want war. And that is why I compromise for the suffering of the people of South Sudan. As you mentioned earlier, there are a lot of people in UN camps. Inside, they become refugees in their own country. And we have so many people scattered across the region, which means in our neighboring countries, they are suffering. They need to come home. And that's why Dr. Machar abandoned some of the critical issues that we're supposed to pursue with the government of South Sudan. You know, and this is one thing I want South Sudanese to know here or to understand here. There is no reason we should blame IO for signing this peace agreement. If you understand this peace agreement, then you understand that IO is not for position. IO is not for self-interest. IO is looking to make sure that peace has to return to the country by all means, whether we have to compromise for the sake of our country. And that is what, you know, Dr. Machar and leadership of the SPLM, they are doing to make sure, you know, trust building has to start. And as you see across the country, there are a lot of generals from IO, they were sent across South Sudan. What does that mean? It means that we need to build trust. And if there is no trust, then we cannot be able to implement the peace agreement that we signed. And that is what we are doing now as an IO, in platform of the IO. We have to make sure South Sudanese, they have to understand the peace that we signed. It is not a good peace, but it is a peace that will give us a chance to negotiate, to build trust, and to have hope that we need to build our country to be a better place. So there is no reason for some people go out and saying that IO been silent from the media. I think that is not correct is not a correct allegation. IO
It
been
is.
everywhere.
Mm. Go ahead. I want to give you a
Yeah.
question too. So it is,
Okay.
you know, my dear brother, you know, because Philemon, because I have been here. I have been here in media for quite big
Right.
time, you know, and I'm, like I said, I contacted them. It's not necessarily to come to my program. That's not what I'm saying. But actually, I'm hearing a lot of them. They said, "Oh, we don't want to upset government. That's why we don't want to speak on this." Even though when they have disagreement about the, you know, the devolution of the powers, okay, the number
Yes.
of the state, there's a lot of things that rose there, but they didn't want to talk about it. Even Oduoro that got frustrated because he had been suppressed all the time, not to speak out. Listen, we get a lot of information. I do. Let me finish.
Yes.
But now, all of a sudden you say that is for building trust. That's why Machar went there. This 8 months now passed. The trust has not been built. And now Dr. Machar is calling for 6 months. Is that 6 months going to build the trust? Or if government didn't implement or didn't, you know, work for security arrangement all these 8 months, 7 months, do you think they are going to do it in next 6 months? Is that what they are
There.
hoping,
Okay.
Machar hoping for, Dr. Machar?
Yes. I think there is two things that we need to understand as South Sudanese. Okay. This piece is not for IO, and this piece is not for the government of South Sudan. It is the peace that we are looking to bring for the people of South Sudan. Extension of, you know, the agreement, because when you look at the agreement, the government is not doing what we signed for. Okay. They don't want to implement, you know, the peace agreement. And you know very well, IO, we don't have any money. We are not the government. We are the rebel. And the rebel, they don't have any resources to make sure they will implement the peace agreement. And the government of South Sudan is the problem. And if there is somebody to be blamed, is the government of South Sudan. It's not IO, or it's not, you know, you cannot blame Dr. Machar for the failure of the government of South Sudan. So I wish all the South Sudanese, they should pressure the government of South Sudan not to misuse the resources. They have to utilize all the resources that we have. They have to put it for the implementation of peace agreement. So when our leaders, they put out a statement about the extension, it's not a bad thing. It is something that, you know, we are not looking for the position. We want peace. If we are looking for the position, then we shouldn't give government, you know, 8 months to misuse the resources. We're supposed to say that if the peace agreement was signed on September, then we need the government should be formed during the time we signed the peace agreement. But we didn't say that. We said, okay, let's give 8 months. Even though the government is still now running the country, we have to give the government a chance to have a political will to bring the peace that we want. And that is what we are looking now. But now we're seeing that the government is not willing. So what do you expect it from IO? IO has to tell, IO has to come out to say that if the security arrangement is not, you know, implemented correctly, then there is no any formation of the government. So if you want to form the government now, okay, which numbers of the state that you want to form the government? So you need the number of the states.
Go ahead.
You know, to give South Sudanese a political will and also freedom of speech so that they can be able to express themselves. But if still the government doesn't want to implement the peace agreement or security arrangement, then still they are the one who are running the country. And that, in that sense, we cannot be able to implement what South Sudanese
Philemon,
want.
I got your message. Philemon, I got
Okay.
your message. Thank you. But now, my dear brother, now, what is the guarantee that the 6 months that Dr. Riek Machar requested, what is the guarantee that the government is going to do what he didn't do for the last 8 months or 7 months? What's the guarantee? That's one thing. Or is it going to boil down for Dr. Machar to compromise then if next 6 months nothing is happening? Or I want to know what is the guarantee, because the government didn't do this now, and now you are calling for 6 months. What is the guarantee then that they are going to do it? Based on what?
Okay. Yeah. You know, there is one thing we have to understand here. Okay. When IO called for the extension of the implementation of peace agreement, it is not with the bad faith. We have a faith that we want to make things right. Okay, I want to make things right. To make things right, you need to go based on the protocols that was signed in the agreement. And you know, when we look at the agreement was granted by Sudan and Uganda, okay? Because we call it the South Sudanese peace. And if it is a South Sudanese peace, IO will never run away to negotiate or to confront the government so that we can be able to bring the genuine peace that the people of South Sudan are looking. And custodians of the peace, they are South Sudanese. If all of us will stand together and then we know what government is doing is not making sense, I think this is the role South Sudanese have to come out and they have to confront the government so that the government has to confront.
You are too politically, try to be politically, you know, maneuvering. I want you to answer the question the way I asked. You know, I asked you a question. What is the guarantee for the next 6 months? Because now, whatever government didn't implement for the last 7 months or 8 months, what guarantee that they are going to do it? They didn't do any containment. They didn't want to do security arrangement. What guarantee for the 6 months? Or what are you based on? Is it 6 months will be gone and then, okay, now we give them 8 months, nothing happened. We extended 6 months, nothing happened. Now we have to give up then and then just go. Is that what's going to happen? Or do you have any guarantee? I want to hear it. And people of South Sudan want to know too.
You know, the guarantors are South Sudanese, okay? When we call for the extension of 6 months, it doesn't mean that we want to tell the South Sudanese that we are for peace. IO is for peace. And IO is equipped with all the political agenda or all the knowledge to confront the government. We are not going back to war. This is the assurance that we want to give to the people of South Sudan. But what we are looking now, we want to tell South Sudanese they should stand with all the opposition. Instead of operating alone, let's operate together. IO is an opposition, and IO want to make things right. We don't want to get position. If we want position, then, you know, the call of Salva Kiir for Mashar to come in, right away we will go. We will get position, and we will, you know, forget about the agenda of reforms. But that is not the case. IO went through the experiences. You remember 2016, when we went in, okay, easily the government dismantled us because the security arrangement was not in place. But do you think that we can make mistake twice? No, you know, the answer is no. And that is why we are calling to put the security arrangement in place so that the South Sudanese, they feel secure in their own country. And if South Sudanese are not secure, why we are running or rushing for, you know, formation of the government? There is no reason for, you know, rushing for the, you know, formation of the government. We need to give, you know, a peace agreement a chance. And we have to give hard time for the government to think, because the government is sitting on the money and they don't want to locate the money for the implementation of peace agreement because they are scared. If we go in, we have a bigger platform to tell South Sudanese that this government is not for South Sudanese. This government is for wrong people. And if we go for election now, I believe IO is going to win because we have an agenda that we need to tell South Sudanese that this government is not for everybody. They are for self-interest. And if they are for self-interest, that's why they fear.
That would be the agenda.
They don't have an agenda.
No, okay. Well, Philemon, thank you, my dear brother, for coming on and you know, and being defensive anyway, no problem. But you know, we got your message. But I was hoping, you know, I can get something regarding 6 months and what's going to happen next.
Right.
And if nothing happened, then what do we need to do then to do it? Are we just going to sit here and give them time and wait and say, okay, we give it 6 months, we give it 3 months, and people of South Sudan are still in camp, are still refugees, are still suffering, are dying? Is that what's going to help? Or what is it? We don't have any solid, you know, thing here, you know. But anyway,
okay.
Thank you.
Let me get my final message, okay, before I go. Thank you so much for giving us this platform, okay? I want South Sudanese to know that this country is belong to South Sudanese. It's not belong to IO, it's not belong to the government of South Sudan. And if we feel that our life and our welfare is threatened by this group of gangs in South Sudan, it is the role of South Sudanese to organize themselves and then to pressure the government so that, you know, this peace agreement is the only chance that we have to make things right for the people of South Sudan. And that is what we, you know, we can call for what you mentioned as a civil society. They have to come in so that all of us, we need to pressure the government of South Sudan to make sure that they to be implemented in good faith. And thank you so much. I'm still here. I have to defend the views of my party. And thank you so much. And God bless you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. You know, thank you for coming on. Nothing personal. You know, that's how it works. We agree to disagree. Thank you, Philemon, and please stay blessed there. All right. Let me go ahead and see here who's next online. Send in your request. You know, we want to hear your perspective. Yeah, Jama. It's your opportunity. Let me go ahead and call Miss Maror. You know, you've been absent for a very long time on the scene. So welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan, Miss Maror. You know, how are you?
Hey, good, thank you. How are you?
I am doing great.
It's good to see you guys again.
Yes, we want to hear your perspective as well. So go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Jongkor, for inviting me, and thanks to all your viewers as well for tuning in, because the issue of our country is something that we take to heart. It's something that we all want to have a say in, and perhaps maybe to brainstorm our ideas and put our minds together to ensure that we get the results that we need for our people back home. Basically, I've heard every single little thing that the previous speaker said. You can tell that he comes from a perspective of an IO, and he's protective of his party's ideologies.
Organization.
But for some of us that do not belong to any party and that want a genuine peace to come to our country, where he obviously, to ensure that the genuine peace that we need as South Sudanese is actually brought into action. It's quite ironic that our brothers from the oppositions or within the government are delaying this peace process. We need Dr. Riek Machar to come back home. You can't be staying outside of the country crying that there are people out there in refugee camp, we have people that are displaced, you know, and you're delaying the peace process. We want him to come home. We are sick and tired of the excuses that people keep on, you know, yip-yapping about, and they're not really putting in the action. So these 6 months that the opposition are requesting for, I don't really understand how this 6 months is going to change anything. And I am glad that you've asked this question before. The question that you asked Solomon was that if we give you these 6 months, is it really going to change anything? What is the new thing that is going to be done to ensure that it will motivate them to come back, you know, into the country? So that's a question that we all need to keep in mind. So this peace is just dragging on, and now the people of South Sudan are starting to lose hope. We are all becoming very impatient. This security arrangement that politicians keep on talking about, it is not you that need security, it is you that need to give the citizen of South Sudan security that they need. So talking about these and talking about that, but you're not really putting the people of South Sudan into a picture is a major problem. So I hope our politicians in the opposition and also in the government will come back and really give us the genuine peace that we're looking for. Some of us already know that this was not really going to end well. This is not going to be a genuine
peace. I have a question here. When it comes to a security arrangement, and actually I object for this for the last, you know, couple months, we've been talking about this, and everything has been sealed. They don't want people to talk about it, what's in it. And I said, since day one, there's something fishy here, not clear. But don't you see that there are the protocols? They have a protocols here. They have to arrange this, and they all agree upon that. Don't you think that Riek Machar has the right, you know, for this protocol to take place in order for him to go to Juba? Don't you see that here?
See, this is what I have an issue with. What I have a problem with is the fact that our politicians, when they're given these documents, don't they read it? I'd rather you disagree and say, you know what, I don't want to sign this piece.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of it, and say no. But don't partially sign it and then come back here and give us excuses of, oh, but this is not done, or that is not done, and if this is not done, and then we don't want to be a part of it. That's not a good enough excuse. Just say no. Say no, I don't, or just even now. It's not too late for the IO to turn around and say, you know what, we feel like this piece, our needs have not been met, so we don't want it to continue. It's better for them to be honest rather than giving the people of South Sudan false hope, because we all know they are declining. The reason why they're declining is because they feel like their needs are not being met. And if their needs are not being met, they need to come out clean. They need to be transparent. They need to tell the people of South Sudan, we cannot be a part of this peace agreement because ABCD is not met. Rather than saying, oh, give us
You're
6
right.
months.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's what I admire, actually. You cannot, like, it goes for both. It goes for government, it goes for IO. You cannot be like a 7-year-old kid, you know. Now we agree that, okay, we're going to do step 1, step 2, step 3. And then all of a sudden you want to change the game, the rules in the middle of game. You say, no, actually, we don't want to do that security arrangement. And yesterday you agree upon that is part of it. You are going to do it. And now
it's
you are saying, okay, well, maybe for you, because you signed it and you don't want to do it now, I'm going to give you 3 months, I'm going to give you 6 months, and make you think about it. Who is going to be suffering? Who is going to be waiting for this 6 months? Are the people of South Sudan.
It is the people.
This is my argument here. Yeah, go ahead. You know.
Yes. If there's anything, instead of politicians playing this ball game that they're really good at, I think we're all losing patience. The people of South Sudan are losing patience. We all know what the politicians are doing. Since day one, we knew this peace agreement was all about power sharing. It's about everyone getting a piece of a cake. That's what it was all about. It was never, ever, the people of South Sudan were not in the center. No one cares about the people of South Sudan, and that was a reality. So for this peace, even if it doesn't work out, one way or the other, the people of South Sudan are going to be affected anyway. So what we want is for our politicians to know that if this peace does not work out, they are going to lose trust from their supporters. Their supporters will probably not even want to be a part of them. They will not rally behind them anymore. So hopefully Dr. Riek Machar can step back a little bit and really think critically about this peace agreement. If he's not for it, he needs to declare it. He has to tell the people of South Sudan, we are not ready for this peace. I am not ready to come back to Juba. The war is still continuing. Let's go. That's it. Instead of like trying to push it and push it and push it, we are tired of waiting. And the more people keep on waiting, the more the tension. Everyone is becoming more and more anxious right now. So yes. So hopefully, I'm very skeptical, and I've always been skeptical about this peace agreement until now. Always.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. If the spiritual treatment is not changing these people,
and I'm not going to talk only just about. Yeah, I'm not just going to talk about Dr. Riek himself alone, not wanting more time. I'm also looking at the government as well, and we need to see, are they being genuine in this? Do the government really need this peace, to happen? So when we talk about compromise, I remember the brother that spoke previously, he said the reason why we signed this was to just compromise. We don't want to compromise. We want peace. We want transparency. That's what we need. We don't need any compromise. Because if people compromise, this is the result. We need 6 more weeks. We need 1 more year. We need 5 more years because we feel like this has not been met. So really, the root cause of the problems of South Sudan have not been addressed. And this has been my major problem. This has been my major problem since day one. We have not addressed the root cause. Why were we in war in the first place? So we need to be realistic. Okay, we need to be realistic about the issues of our country. Let's not start to be superficial, because what we're trying to do right now is, you have a wound that's still not healed yet, and we're just trying to patch the wound and pretend that it's healed. It's not healed. So we need to treat the wound properly before it gets infected, because once it's infected, it's going to get even bigger and bigger and bigger. So this piece...
Did you read the article by Dr. Adok Nyaba?
Sorry?
Did you read the article by Dr. Adok Nyaba yesterday?
I haven't got a chance to read it. It was shared on Beyond Revitalization, but unfortunately I was too busy. I haven't read it.
It's really good article. Go and read it. I think you would like it. Well, Apuk, thank you so much for coming on and adding your perspective. If you want to say anything else before I let you go, you are welcome to say it, and then we'll move on from here.
Thank you. I'll just probably give a quick summary about everything that's happening. What do I see personally about this peace agreement? I feel like it's not genuine in the sense that the root cause have not been addressed. Our people are patiently waiting, and our politicians are losing. They're losing it, and they'll lose support. The longer they wait, the more we will not trust them anymore, and the more our people will suffer. So instead of them worrying about their security arrangement, they need to worry about our security arrangement. When I say our, as you can see, I'm living in Australia. I have security. I'm talking about our people that are back home. They're the ones that need security. It's not Dr. Riak that needs it. It's not Kirmayadi that needs it. I don't even know why they need security. It is us that need security, because you as a government or you as a leader, when you're a leader, you should be protecting your people. You should not be the one turning against your people, terrorizing them, killing them, raping their women.
That's what Pope told them. That's what Pope told them. That's why he kissed their feet. You are not a master. You are a servant. You serve them. And I want to show you as a head, spiritual leader of the church. That's why I'm kissing your feet. Do not kill your people, but serve them and help them retreat to live in peace.
Definitely. So that's all I will say. I'll just put it out there that what we need right now is security in the country for the people. We need a leadership that is there for the people. We need food security. All right. We need to ensure that our children are going to school. There are good services in the country. These are the things that we should be worrying about, rather than this peace that is being pushed every 6 months, every 3 months, every year. We are sick and tired. There are people out there with expertise and they want to go back to the country to help build the country. Unfortunately, a lot of them are being killed because they're a threat, because these people don't want change. I'm not going to go there, but seriously, our leaders, they need to stop being selfish, stop being greedy, and let's start working together, put our differences aside, and bring a genuine peace to the people of South Sudan. Anyways, Brother Jongkor, it was great joining you again in your show, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to tune in.
Thank you, Ms. Maror. It was good having you. Please stay blessed. I know it's daylight there, but it's really late here in the US. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, let me go ahead and see who is next also. I know I'm not going to stay for a very long time, Jamal Hanu. I already promised that I am going to do like 1.5 hours every week, every Sunday, just sending the messages and welcome you and send a strong message to those leaders so they can at least do something, because our people have suffered for a very long time. Let me see here. I see that I have Machir Akok and then Diego. Machir, let me go ahead and bring you really quick, and then I'll bring you Diego really quick, because it's the time for me to go. It's late already. It's midnight here. So, Machir declined. So let me go ahead and see who is next. Diego. Diego, I'm calling you right now.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, Jongkor. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me, and I know that you're talking about the peace issues right now, currently in Southern Sudan. And I would like just to give a quick overview about the obstacles that really hinder that peace from coming into the reality. One of the things people, this peace that they signed from the beginning, it did not address the issue or the issue itself, the cause of the problem. And then the peace that right now,
problem, my brother? What is the cause?
The cause of the problem is that, first things first, Salva Kiir has divided Southern Sudan into 32 states. This is right away. Is adding more problem into that. But the genuine cause, I can go back. I can go back. I can go back.
I want to know, because
Yeah, because I can tell you.
32
Yeah,
states came after war, but I want to know what is the root cause. Go ahead.
it's
Go
a,
ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
the root cause of the problem is the disagreement in the political bureau from the day one. That is that's the cause because of the voting process. A lot of people, like the leaders of the political bureau, they want to elect a new chairman of the SPLM, and then there's a vacuum over there. I don't want to go over there. That issue is already been there. We're not talking about that, but we want to talk about what is really driving these issues. Up to now, people don't want to believe in this peace. And a lot of people, for example, we as a Southern Sudanese, we think that this peace is our peace. That's not our peace.
Okay.
That's not the peace that we wanted as the people of Southern Sudan. Okay? So the peace that, this version of the peace that right now Salva Kiir and his elite in the government of Southern Sudan want to implement, that is a different version of the peace that all the people want. It's a power struggle. Salva Kiir and then his regime wanted to remain in the power. That's basically. The other people, even though those of Riek Machar was brought from South Africa up to Khartoum and then make him to sign the peace, just to bring him to make sure that when he comes to Juba, and they're going to eliminate him. You know, I'm not supporting Riek Machar, but I'm telling you, this is the truth that is going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so to bring a peace, and Salva Kiir himself, he has introduced many ways of want to try to convince people that he a man of the peace. He's not a man of the peace. He brought the people of church in Juba like about a year or 2 years ago, and people came and he declared that there is a national prayer and all this. People come up there to the churches and wherever. You know, I want to tell you something in our language. They say, "Doko pasak in the mogun kimang." It means انت قاعد تصلي لك نار. دي عندنا احنا المسيحيه مسيحيتنا احنا بنؤمن انه انت لما تنادي صلاه في البيت بتاعك مثلا في الاسره البسيط، لو في مشكله انا ناديت كنيسه يجي يصلي في البيت بتاعك، اوعى دونت دايفرت. يعني معناته انت لما تجيب الكنيسه في البيت تصلي لك من اجل انك تكون عندك مصالحه مع اخوك ولا مع يعني مع اي زول، معناته خلاص كلامك انتهى. لكن سلفا كير بيلعب بالنار في نفسه، واليوم ده النار ده بيلتهبه. You know, he's going to reach his throat. Because هو ما بيعرف انه اذا كان انت مشيت تغش نفسك تمشي لحد في البوب. و do you know who is pop؟ يعني ده زول عنده يعني جسمه كله احتمال يمكن يعني فيه ملائكه، يعني زول ما بيجيبوه ساكت، لانه الناس لما يحترموك ويديك الثقه ويؤمنوا بك، انت جزء لا يتجزأ من شنو الرجل اللي هو يعني spiritually man. Okay, so you go over there and then somebody bend down to kiss your knees. It's embarrassing. يعني حاجه كده ذاته الانسان ما بيتوقعه. يعني انت المفروض انت لما تيجي من هناك تغير على طول. يعني you must change to reflect the reality of what actually took you from here to go to the Pope, and then you can sign the peace. You can change everything. Okay, so now I want to highlight this, that the peace that the government that he want to form on May اللي هو في يوم 12 اللي هو بيتكلم ده، السبب بتاعه شنو؟ ما الحكومات دي كله معروف هم بيفكروا نازل.
جيجو انت الراي بتاعك انت داير يحصل شنو هسه؟ يعني سمعنا كلام بتاعك عندنا النصيحه بتاعك عشان
النصيحه هو يرجع للبنود الوقعوا في اتفاقيه بتاعت السلام في الخرطوم. يعني شنو اجراءات بتاعت يعني سكريت ارنجمنت لازم يتعمل. وبعدين عندك مثلا كميه كثير جدا من الناس، يعني مثلا الاي او ولا شنو، الناس دي كلهم موجودين في غابه هناك. الناس دي انت المفروض تجيبوا تعمل لهم كونتونمنت، تحطهم في مكان واحد، to organize them, you know, and then to register them, to screen them, and then انت تجيب الناس دي اللي قالوا لك مثلا انت تجيب يعني 300 من هنا 300 من هنا، تجيبهم وتدربهم اتليست يعني ب6 شهور. التدريب العسكري الاصلي ده اساسا 6 شهور، ما قال 3 شهور ولا اي حاجه، ده تدريب ساكت بس عشان في ناس ما بيفهم موضوع التدريب العسكري ده قال بيدربوا كيف 6 شهور. انت بتخش هناك بيدربوك 6 شهور. بعدين من هناك انت النازل، لانه انت تقدر تغير سيكولوجيه بتاعهم لما هم يجي جوا هناك بيعمل شنو؟ يعني بيكون ناس يعني تبع القانون. ده واحد. نمره 2 يعني المساله بتاعت الامن، يعني قالوا جوبا لازم يكون ديمترلايز، يعني الجيش ما يكون في جوبا، الجيش كله دي برا هناك. لكن انت جايب لك 1000 كم الاف بالجيش جوا، يعني داخل جوبا. انت تقدر تعمل شنو؟ انت السلام بتاع وين كده؟ انت قاعد نزل بلدين، يعني ما بفهم. فسابق حكومه بتاع جنوب السودان بيفكر انه قال يمكن نزل كله بليد، زي مثلا كل يوم بيقتل بجاي بيقتل، تقتل ناس ساكت. لكن الناس بيفهموا، الناس ما بيجوا، هم بيعرفوا ان انت عندك قوه. هسه القوه بتاعك دي انت تستخدمه في النهايه يعني بيزول، ما في حاجه بينتهي هنا، ما في حاجه قال بيقعد هنا لحد النهايه. شفتها؟ يعني دي حاجات دقيقه. انا عايز اقول له زي يعني انا لا بيساند الاي او. والسؤال بيتكلم في الكلام الحقيقه، والحقيقه انه شنو؟ الرياك مشار هو لو خط قراه في جوبا دي النهايه بتاعه، وهو ما يجي خالص، يجي في جوبا عشان يعمل شنو يعني؟ حاجات دي انت لو دير if you want to، لو انت دير تعمل
ماشي في زمن احتفال.
ما احتفال، دي احتفال ساكت. لكن انت لما نيجي خلاص يعمل لك يعني يعمل لك you going to swear in as a vice president، ما انت خلاص قاعد هناك، انت ركبت نفسك انت تكون قاعد هناك. بعد كده تعال شوف، يعني هم ذاتي يفطر بيت قبل انت ما تتغدى بيهم ذاته.
Diego, thank you so much. Let me give a chance to other people. I don't want to stay that long. I was planning actually just only 1 hour, but it looked like I exceeded over 1 hour now. Thank you so much, brother, for participating. And it's good to have you on the program. Let me go ahead and see who's next. I'm going to give another chance, and then we'll move on from here. Okay, let me see. All right. Adam Deng, I'm calling you. Adam Deng. Atong, you call it in from work. I know that is morning in London. Don't call in. You need to go to work. You know. Adam Deng decline. Maybe network ma shagal بالنسبة له. Adam Deng decline. Let me try one more time. Adam. Okay. It didn't work for him. So let me go ahead and see Mabek. James Marik, I'm calling you. I know the network is really, really weak there in Africa, and sometimes, people wanted to participate, but it's not working for them. I apologize, All right, it looked like it's not working. All right, with this, Ajama, I want to conclude. Thank you so much, for participating, being part of this. Next week, we're going to have the same with a different topic. We want to focus, giving advice because our people have suffered for a very, very long time. This is the time to move on and continue doing this. Thank you so much. Saturday, of course, we have our regular program on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will have 1 hour always for this, very, very, very important. So to this, I will conclude. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this Concerned Citizen of South Sudan edition. Thank you. Have a good day there. And if you are in the U.S., have a lovely night. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.